Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of our video series making Jack Skellington from Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas crochet kit using our left hand. For our returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for our new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, we are going to continue making Jack Skellington. This was a viewer request to do Jack Skellington again with the left hand. So I'm going to do that for you. We left off where we're going to change to white. Since I've already made this before, I used up the white that they had, and I actually don't have white. So I do have this. This is like maybe an off-white. And the yarn is a little skinnier, so we'll see what happens. But we're just going to go ahead and do this with our left hand today. If you'd like, you can click on the gear button in the corner so that you can set your playback speed. You can speed it up or slow it down. If you're just a visual person, you can click on the CC button and then lower the volume on your phone. But let's get to this. So with your ring, pinky, and thumb, you want to hold the end of that yarn there, and with your index and middle finger, you want to hold it apart just like that. Then we're going to take the hook and we're going to lie it perpendicular to the yarn. Then we're going to go down, out, and around to make a loop. And I'll do that again. Perpendicular to the yarn, down, out, and around to make a loop. I'm going to take my middle finger here and just hold it where it crosses so you don't lose it, and let go with my my right hand, sorry. We're going to gather up some yarn here. I'm going to grip the end like this, and I'm going to slide the hook towards the thumb, and where it crosses I'm going to pinch so that the hook can't move, and we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, and then we're going to overhand the hook like this. We're going to pinch the end of the yarn like this, and I'm going to push that knot towards the end of that yarn until you can't push it anymore. Okay. And then just to make the knot snug, you want to pull that end piece just a little bit to make that knot snug. So now I'm going to grip the knot and I'm going to slide it up to the hook. And you want to leave like a little bit of space here. We're going to remove the loop off the hook. Set this aside for now. And then I'm going to pick up the project. I'm going to put my hook back in that large loop we left, and then tighten it up a little bit. So now what we have to do is count back 12 stitches and do a slip stitch. So count back 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, instead of using this yarn to do the slip stitch, I'm going to use the white yarn to do the slip stitch. So pull the white yarn through all the loops, and then we're going to mark off our last stitch, and then we're going to continue on to our next round. So let me just turn the page here. Okay, so I don't know if you could see. There you go. Round 48. Invisible decrease 6 times and get 6 stitches left. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through the loop. And then we're going to do our invisible decreasing stitch. So for each stitch you have 2 loops. You have the front loop and the back loop. we're going to put the hook in the front loop only, just like that. Then we're immediately going to go to the next stitch over and put it through the front loop only. So now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops like that, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So we just made an invisible decreasing stitch. Let's do that again. We have to do this 5 more times. So into the front loop of the next stitch, immediately into the front loop of the next stitch, and then yarn over, pull through both loops, yarn over, pull through both loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches. We have to 2 invisible decreasing stitches. We have to repeat this 4 more times. So into the next stitch, okay, immediately into the next stitch, front loop only, yarn over, pull through both loops, yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, so now we just have to do this 3 more times. So invisible decreasing stitch, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now I'm going to count back 6. Oops, we can remove this marker here. Count back 6 and do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, in case you're wondering what we're doing with the black yarn, totally forgot. You can tie it around, cut it and tie it around the white yarn, and I'm just going to do that now. You could do it before, you could do it after. Doesn't really matter. Just do it, you know, near the color change. So just cut off like an inch or 2. We're done with the black here. Then what we're going to do, I'm going to tie this around the white yarn just to keep the black from unraveling. So it doesn't have to be tight, but I'm going to do it 2 times. And then I'm going to take that black piece and I can just tuck it in to the chest. And then we can continue on with the project. So where we did that slip stitch, you can go and mark that off. And we're going to go on to the next round. Okay, so for round 49 through 51, so this is 49, 50, 51, we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through the loop, that's chain 1. We're going to do 6 single crochet stitches, sew into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. One more time with you guys. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then I'm just going to do this 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to remove the marker. Oh no, leave it on because we have to count the rounds. So just count back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm slipping off my yarn here. Okay, then I'm going to mark off the last stitch. So now we are on round 50, and we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. So yarn over, chain 1, then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then I'm going to do this 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, count back 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to mark this off for the 51st stitch. Okay. Then we just have to do this one more time. 6 single crochet stitches. Okay, so chain 1, and then do 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now we're just going to count back 6 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then I'm just going to remove this one and use it to mark off the last stitch we made, and remove the other 2 because we are now going to move on to round 52. Okay, so it says to do an increasing stitch 6 times, 6 times, and end up with 12 stitches. Okay, so chain 1, I'm going to show you how to do an increasing stitch. It's basically 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. So into the next stitch, do a single crochet stitch, then into the same stitch, do another single crochet stitch, and so now we have 2 single crochet stitch in 1 stitch. Now we just have to repeat this 5 more times. Into the next stitch, do a single crochet stitch, into the same stitch, do a single crochet stitch. Now we just have to repeat this 4 more times. Into the same stitch, do a single crochet stitch, into that same stitch, do a single crochet stitch, and then you just have to repeat this 3 more times. Increasing stitch, increasing stitch, and increasing stitch. Okay, gonna remove the marker. We're going to count back 12 and do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're going to mark off our last stitch. Okay. So now for round 53, we're going to do an increasing stitch 12 times and end up with 24 stitches. So let me gather up my yarn here. Oh, made myself a knot. Okay. So we're going to do a chain 1, and then we're going to do an increasing stitch in every stitch. All right. So into the next stitch, do a single crochet stitch, into the same stitch, do a single crochet stitch, repeat this 11 more times, into the next stitch, do a single crochet stitch, into that same stitch, do a single crochet stitch, repeat this 10 more times, into the next stitch, do a single crochet stitch, into that same stitch, do a single crochet stitch. Now we just have to repeat this 9 more times. All the way around. I'm going to count later. And remove the marker. I'm going to count back 24 and do a slip stitch. So 3, 5, 10, 3, 15, 20, 24. Do a slip stitch, then mark off your last stitch. Okay, then we're going to do round 54. So it's an increasing stitch, 3 single crochet stitches 6 times to end up with 30 stitches. So I keep hitting my phone. Alright, so chain 1, we're going to do an increasing stitch into the next stitch, 2, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do this 5 more times, increasing stitch, then 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch, 1, 2, 2. Then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're just going to repeat this 3 more times. Okay, so now I'm going to count back 36 stitches and do a slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch, mark off your last stitch. So now we're going to do 55, and that's an increasing stitch. 4 single crochet stitches 6 times to end up with 36. So let me just gather up some yarn. Okay. Alright, so we're going to chain 1. We're going to do an increasing stitch. And then we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to repeat this 5 times, increasing stitch. 1, 2. Then we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we just have to repeat this 4 more times, increasing stitch. 1, 2. Do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're just going to repeat this 3 more times. Okay, move the marker, count back 36, and then do a slip stitch. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and 36, and then do a slip stitch. Okay, so now we're going to do rows 56 through 62. So this is 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 57, 59, 61. All right, we're going to do a single crochet stitch 36 times. So this is going to be straightforward. I'm just going to do this in silence actually. Okay, so we did this far, making the head. Oops. And it says that we have to trim a 5-inch piece of craft wire, fold it in half and twist it to give it more strength. Insert from the middle of the head until it reaches the middle of the body. This is essential to keep Jack's head upright. Not a fan of this. Okay. Well, this is all I have left, and it wants 5 inches. So let us see how much 5 inches is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Got this here. Okay. I think when I get more wire, I'm going to get a thicker gauge because this is too flimsy. But anyway, trim a 5-inch piece of craft wire, fold it in half and twist it to give it more strength. Okay, so and then twist it to give it more strength. It doesn't help that my hands are slippery, so you might need like a plier, which I don't have. Okay, so insert from the middle of the head until it reaches the middle of the body. Alright, the hook came off, so I'm gonna stick the hook back in, and I'm gonna make the loop bigger so I don't lose that stitch. So I don't want to have to take care of that hook while I'm doing this, so they want you to slip this in to mid-body. I'm going to stuff it in this way because I'm having a hard time. You just want to kind of bury that in the stuffing. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to continue with rows 63 and 64, and then we're going to stuff it. So I can feel it. It's kind of mid-body right here. You can kind of maneuver the stuffing around it to make it snug. Be careful. I don't know which way you put yours in, but I had to put mine smooth side down, so this might hurt you. Okay. And then we're going to do rows 63 and 64. Let me just gather up some yarn. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do an invisible decrease and then single crochet four single crochets 6 times and end up with 30 stitches. So chain 1, we're gonna do an invisible decreasing stitch. Okay, then we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do an invisible decreasing stitch. 4 single crochet stitches. 2, 3, 4. We're going to repeat this 4 more times. Invisible decreasing stitch. 4 single crochet stitches. And then we're just going to repeat this 3 more times. Okay, so now we're going to count back 30 stitches and do a slip stitch. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, and put your marker into the last stitch you made. Now for round 64, we're going to do an invisible decreasing stitch, 3 single crochet stitches 6 times to end up with 24 stitches. So chain 1, invisible decreasing stitch, then 3 single crochet stitches, 2, 3. Repeat this 5 times. Invisible decreasing stitch, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Repeat this 4 more times. Invisible decreasing stitch, 3 single crochet stitches, and then we just have to do this 3 more times. Two, 3. Okay, remove the marker, count back 24 stitches, and do a slip stitch. Mark the last stitch. Okay. So stuff the head lightly and continue adding stuffing as you go. I think I'm actually going to do 65 and 66 before I stuff because 24 stitches is fairly large, and if you fill it now you'll just be fighting with the stuffing coming out and accidentally crocheting it in your project. So let's just do 65 and 66 and then we'll stuff it. So for 65 we have to invisible, decrease, and then 2 single crochet stitches 6 times and end up with 18 stitches. So chain 1, invisible, decreasing stitch, two single crochet stitches, invisible, decreasing stitch, 2 single crochet stitches, invisible, decreasing stitch, and then 2 single crochet stitches, and then we just have to repeat this 3 more times. Okay, we're going to count back 18 and do a slip stitch. If you need to stuff now, you can stuff now. I'm going to stuff after the next round. Okay, so for round 66, we have to do the invisible decreasing stitch and then 1 single crochet stitch 6 times and end up with 12 stitches. So chain 1, invisible decreasing stitch, 1 single crochet stitch, repeat this 5 more times, invisible decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, repeat this 4 more times, invisible decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, and repeat this 3 more times. Okay, And then we're going to count back 12 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mark off the last stitch. Okay, so before it gets too small of a hole, I'm going to start stuffing the head. Oh, but check this out. Okay, this is actually important. So what they have you doing is sewing on the face after the fact. So you fasten this off and then you do the face, which I think is a missed opportunity, because while this is open, you can freely go in here and tie your knots. You don't have to figure out how you're doing your knots while you're on the outside. So let's do the face. So I think the part 3 will be doing the arm, the shirt, the collar, the tie, the wings, the coat tail, all the accessories we did in the last video. So what we have to do is grab the felt pieces and what it says, cut 2 oval shapes this size, approximately 3 rounds and 2 stitches. So let's just pull this out so that I don't have to worry about the crochet hook. Let's try to just flatten this down maybe. So the height has to be 3 rounds. So I think that's where we left off before. And then 2 stitches. So this is going to be kind of narrower. But you know what? I'm just going to cut this all the way through and I'm just going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to put them on top of each other and start cutting oval shapes. So okay. And then okay, and use 1 strand of black embroidery thread to stitch the eyes. Okay, and we'll locate them after I pull out my embroidery floss I have here. With my needle. Okay, so pull out 1 strand. You need to separate it from the other ones. Okay, and let's see, do I put it in this one? They gave us 2 needles. This one, I don't know if it'll fit in this one. We don't have a threader, so, but it'll help if you cut a straight edge. Okay, then we can try feeding it into the eye hole. through. Now, we are going to tie this up, sew it up. So they want you to put the eyes over rounds 58 through 61. So we can count backwards. We know we stopped at 66, so 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, and then this one's 61, 60, 59, 58. So we take one of our eyes and put it over 61. Then I'm going to take the needle and start sewing this up, coming up from the 61st, top of the 61st row. Okay, put your eye on. Then I'm going to go back down in here. So, like I said, this is the opportunity where you can look underside the head and be able to tie whatever knots you need to tie. It'll be very easy compared to trying to figure out how to tie stuff if you were to finish this whole thing and stuff it. Okay, so I'm just going to tie my first knot 2 times. Okay, and then we're just going to work all the way around. So just be careful where you're sticking your needle. You don't want to poke yourself. And you also don't want to sew your yarn. Okay, so I'm nearer to the top, back to the top. I think I'm just going to tie it up. So, like I said, since we hadn't stuffed it yet and it's still open, we can freely tie as many knots as we can and not try to figure it out. So while we're here, we're going to sew the other eye, so approximately 2 stitches apart. So I'm going to try to use the same tip, 2 stitches apart right here. So I'm going to start at the top like I did with the other one. Okay. And then I guess I'll go the other way. And then again, make sure you don't accidentally sew your yarn to your eye. Oops. Okay, now that we finished that, I'm gonna still use the same piece I've been using to tie. We're going to tie our knot. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this. Okay, and then these are the eyes. Now we just got to sew the smile on. So I'm going to double up and see how far I can get with this. Okay. Alright. With black embroidery thread, straight stitch the 2 nostrils over round 58 between the eyes as shown. Oh, you have to do the nose. I forgot. Okay, so this is 61, 60, 59, 58. So the nose is here. And again, I doubled up on it. Doubled up on the thread. Come up through here. Okay, I'm going to tie my knot. Two times. 1, 2. And then I'm probably going to have to go over this a number of times because it's such a thin thread. Okay, so we have the nose. Then embroider the mouth, which begins 2 stitches to the left of the left eye, and then 2 stitches to the right of the right eye. Okay, so hopefully I can make it with this. So 2 stitches, 1, 2, to the left of the left eye, right here. And then we're gonna curve it. So we're gonna do stitches, so just curve the mouth. Okay, so it says here, okay, curve the mouth, making this smile 4 rounds from the highest to the lowest point. So if it's right here to the left, 2 stitches left of the eye, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would kind of put your finger right in the middle here and then pull on this thread, then count 2 stitches to the right of the eye, right in here. Now we're gonna pull this to where we have enough thread to do a curved smile like that. Okay, so now if you want, you can start off sewing, because we have to do stitches all along the mouth. So I could just start this now if I wanted, just so that I can keep it in place before I tie a knot, because I'm going to run out of floss. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to do as much as I can, and then I'm gonna tie it to itself, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But yeah, so sporadically do some of this stitching. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab another yarn thread of the embroidery floss, and we're gonna double up again. Okay, I'm gonna let go of this one. I'm gonna pull this one out of the needle. Oh, I can't. I'm gonna cut it off. Okay, put this there for now. Then I'm gonna take the end piece here. I'm gonna try to trim it up. Okay. Then thread it through the eye hole. And then we'll double up on this. Okay. So what I'm Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to tie a knot around the last piece we were using. Okay. And then we can continue sewing the mouth. Okay. Last one. Alright, let's see where we can tie this. Just gonna unfold this here. Alright, there's none nearby, so I'm just gonna make my own by threading this here. And then I'm gonna tie it 2 times. I know, buddy. I have to feed Dexter. It's his dinner time. Okay, buddy. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Oh, baby bear. I know. Okay, so we did the face, and then now I'm gonna stuff it. And then we have to finish round 67. Hold on, buddy. Let me just finish this first. So, sure that this is all still intact here. Okay, I'm gonna grab my stuffing. I'm gonna stuff the head. And you want to make sure you get into the neck area. Okay. Then we're going to put more of this stuffing. You want to surround that metal piece so that you cover the sharp edges or the blunt edges. I'm going to continue stuffing the head. You want to try to stuff it as evenly as possible. I know, buddy. Almost done. Okay, and maybe I'd stuff it just a little bit more. Let me feed this kid and I'll come back. Okay, I think this is fine. Alright, so I'm just gonna put my hook back into the loop. And we're gonna do the last row. And then we will save the accessories for the last video. So for round 67, we have to do an invisible decrease 6 times to end up with 6 stitches. So chain 1, then do your invisible decreasing stitch, and we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, remove the marker. We're going to count back 6 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to be fastening off, leaving a long tail for sewing. So let us, I don't know, cut till here. And to fasten off, you just yarn over, pull through the loop all the way out, and then tighten up that loop, and then we can sew it. And we're going to use the larger needle to slip into this eye hole here. Okay, then so then I'm just gonna weave the needle in and out of the stitches from the last round. Okay, so once we've gone all the way around, you can tighten it up. And then you just have to figure out like a way to sew this. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to create like a loop, and I'm going to go around the loop twice with the needle. And I'm not a sewer, so I'll just do what I always do. If you have a better way, actually comment that below, because I have no idea. Okay, and then since I'm here, what I'm going to do is slip this in the project. I'm going to come out from somewhere random on the other side here. What I'm going to do, you guys, I am going to pull this all the way out till it disappears from the top, but not pull it, just you want it to disappear. Then I'm going to cut it like super close to the project like that. And then I'm just going to fluff it so that it doesn't poke through the project. But here is the end result for today's video. We're going to continue with the arms and everything else. But this is what it's looking like so far. Look how long this guy is. Now, it's no joke. This guy's long. So I'll be curious to see what the other characters look like and if they are proportional to Jack. I hope they are. At any rate, thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.